Right now at noon, an update on the homicide in Pleasant Springs, who's now in police custody. Plus, the Badgers moving on to round 2 in Denver. What comes next for March Madness? This is News 3 Now at noon on Television Wisconsin, also streaming on Channel 3000 Plus. Thanks for joining us. I'm Josh Spreiter. New at noon, Sun Prairie police say an arrest has been made following a Walmart evacuation. This was due to that bomb threat earlier this week. A woman has been arrested and booked for 1 count of felony bomb scares for the threat reported on Monday. Officers obtained a statement from the suspect and confirmed it was her based on evidence from the scene. Investigators say she wrote the threat while in the store. During an interview, she also admitted to additional bomb threats, which are now being investigated. A 50-year-old Madison man is now charged with repeated sexual assault of a 12-year-old. Beryl Hill pleaded guilty to first-degree sexual assault and repeated sexual assault of a child. A girl told Beloit police that she had been sexually assaulted by Hill, who was like family, in August 2023. Hill is spending 35 years in prison and 9 under extended supervision. Upon release, he'll be required to register as a sex offender for the rest of his life. Right now, two suspects in a Dane County gas station homicide are now in custody. The Dane County Sheriff says U.S. Marshals arrested Creed Moore and Dwayne Johnson out of state. Investigators say Johnson and Moore shot 23-year-old Kyle Thrasher of Janesville. The shooting happened March 7th at the BP gas station in Pleasant Springs. The sheriff called it a pre-planned and pre-coordinated meeting. The suspects are in the process of being extradited back to Wisconsin. A Wisconsin man faces charges after prosecutors say he intentionally dropped a toddler off a second-story balcony. Miraculously, that baby survived. The mother says it all started with an argument that got out of hand. Nick Bohr reports.
Stormy Walters is a happy toddler in this video shot just before her life nearly ended.
This is my baby involved. She's 1. She could have died. She could have really got hurt from that, and I'm just mad. His mom.
Shakira Walters says she's still amazed Stormy didn't suffer more than bruises after she was dropped or thrown from a second-story balcony at their home Thursday by 31-year-old Jaimin Eland, her mom's ex-husband.
She's fine. She's doing great. So, I mean, it's nothing that I can really say. Like she's just fine. She's fine. As long as my baby's still breathing. That's it.
According to the criminal complaint charging Eland with substantial battery and physical abuse of a child, he admitted accidentally knocking Stormy over in the kitchen, and that touched off a heated argument with Walters that turned physical.
Do you think he was trying to kill her?
He was definitely trying to, because for you to be choking her and you punched her and threw her off the balcony, that was definitely, you was trying to kill my baby.
Stormy wound up with just a few bruises. Same for Shakira, who says if she had to do it over, she'd try to calm things down before they turned physical.
Those type of situations, just try to, walk away. Just walk away from stuff like things like this, because people can take their anger out on your baby, and, babies are defenseless.
Island is jailed on $15,000 bail. If convicted, the child abuse charge against Island carries a maximum 12 years in prison. A teenager is in custody for causing a disturbance on a Madison Metro bus. Madison police say a 17-year-old got on the bus and started yelling at passengers. The teen allegedly threatened the driver and tried to grab the driver's radio while they were calling for help. Police arrested the 17-year-old for disorderly conduct and possessing alcohol as a minor. The incident comes just under a month after a woman attacked another Madison Metro driver, causing them to crash into the Asian House restaurant on the city's east side. Well, time now for a first look at your certified most accurate forecast. First Storm meteorologist Savannah Brito's out on the weather patio, and it's nice outside, just a little breezy.
Yeah, it's definitely on the breezier side of things, but at least we've got the mild temperatures and the sunshine. So as a whole, pretty nice day ahead. Our peak wind gust 26 miles per hour in Madison. A lot of the area ranges between 30 to 35, even close to 40. Up in Fond du Lac, 41 miles per hour. So pretty breezy there. That's where we're really going to stay as a whole the rest of the afternoon and into the evening. Currently at 52, so we've got mild temps all across Dane County, but a little bit of a wind chill when you factor that in, making it feel a little bit cooler out there, but still not bad. I probably should have brought my sweatshirt out here, but I don't think you'll need a winter coat or a heavy jacket for that matter. 50 or 46 in Camp Douglas. We've got a lot of 50s out there too. 50 currently in Platteville, a little warmer, 54 in Janesville, but still plenty of 40s out there too. Brought our forecast high up to 55 this afternoon because I think with that sunshine, we are going to make it up there. There is a chance of showers, though, that we're forecasting later this evening anyway. So the rest of the afternoon's looking dry. Once we're getting closer to dinner time, 5 to 6 p.m., some spotty showers are going to come into play. You can see those right now, some flurries and light rain, that green on radar, up towards northern Wisconsin and some of that just north of Minneapolis. Eventually, we'll see that system track closer to us as the front does swing in, and that'll cool our temperatures down. But Josh, I think every time I'm out here for the noon, it's always breezy. My hair is always going all over the place.
Little extra hairspray needed today for sure.
I guess so.
All right, Savannah, we'll see you for Maine weather here in just a few minutes.
Sounds good.
At the state capitol assembly, Republicans approve a series of bills focused on transgender students. One would prevent students from going by a different name without parental consent. The other would ban trans girl athletes from competing in women's sports. It's unclear how many students would be impacted.
There's not that many of us, percentage-wise, in the United States, and this hyperfixation on our lives, our rights, our ability to just exist freely in public is really, I think, like symptomatic of larger sort of what we would call, like, used to call culture war issues.
These bills face an almost certain governor's veto. Still, Republican authors say the debate is important. Right now, the Department of Justice faces a new deadline. A sworn statement on potential use of the state secrets privilege must be submitted. This comes after the Trump administration refused to provide details about this week's deportation flights to El Salvador. Federal Judge James Boasberg gives the DOJ until Tuesday to prove it didn't defy his March 15th blocks on deportation flights related to the case. The White House says 3 such flights took off that same night. The fear of traveling to America is up after European tourists are detained. U.S. border crossings is stopping Canadian and European tourists, and they're being held for weeks. Many of those tourists are under the electronic system for travel authorization. It allows them to travel to the U.S. for 90 days without getting a visa in advance. But even if they are allowed to travel using the authorization, they can still be barred from entering the country. The Israeli military is restarting ground operations in central Gaza. That's after the Israel Defense Forces' recent airstrikes killing more than 500 people, including 200 children. It's in order to retake a crucial tactical corridor dividing the north and south. This all comes after IDF broke the ceasefire with Hamas early Tuesday. The White House press secretary says President Trump fully supports Israel's renewed escalation. An important traffic update for people in Janesville. Starting Monday, work will begin on the U.S. Highway 51 5 Points intersection. This is to improve safety and traffic flow. The project includes upgraded traffic signals, improved turn lanes, high visibility crosswalks, and new sidewalk connections. Construction is expected to wrap up mid-August. Well, Badger fans are still celebrating today thanks to that big Badger victory over the Montana Grizzlies in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Fans say they are feeling hopeful about the upcoming game tomorrow night at 6:45. Hey, it's airing right here on WISC-TV Channel 3. We're very excited for that. They say the win gives them extra hope that the team could make a deep run.
I feel like they can go all the way, honestly. They really push.
It's the Badgers. First round, you never know, but they're doing what they got to do to get the job done.
Remember, News 3 Now and CBS is your home for March Madness all day. If you're not a basketball fan, you can still watch News 3 Now streaming on channel3000.com and Channel 3000 Plus, along with our sub-channel, Television Wisconsin 3.2. For basketball fans, our newscast will air in special times following the March Madness games. The graphic on your screen explains where and when you can find newscasts. This is also on our website, channel3000.com. Check your detergent before doing your next load of laundry. The brand Woolite is recalling more than 16,000 bottles of its Delicates detergent. Officials say it may contain a form of bacteria that's often present in water and soil. It can infect a person by entering through the eyes or open wound. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says there have been no related injuries reported. The detergent is sold exclusively on Amazon. For steps to receive a refund, you can visit the story online. Officials warn not to recycle the product bottle. Major cuts are coming to Southwest Airlines. The company is cutting jobs at multiple airports this June. A company spokesperson cites overstaffing at certain locations, one in Maryland and 3 in California. Laid off employees can opt for a severance package, but they're also able to apply for open Southwest positions at other airports. Still ahead for us on a Friday afternoon, who's now partnering with DoorDash, plus a change in hours for getting gas at Costco. What drivers need to know moving forward.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
More than 200,000 Segway 9bot Max kick scooters are being recalled due to injury risk. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, the folding mechanism could fail and cause the handlebars or stem to fold during use, which could lead to a serious fall. At least 20 people have been injured so far. Owners should stop using the scooters immediately and contact Segway for a free repair kit. Food delivery service DoorDash is partnering with Buy Now, Pay Later digital finance company Klarna. The new payment option allows customers to pay for their deliveries immediately in full in 4 interest-free installments or at a later time. And Costco customers will now have more time in the day to fill up at the pump. The company is expanding its gas station hours, with some locations staying open an hour later than before and others also opening up a little earlier. Costco says it has faced stiffer competition, with average national gas prices now hovering close to the $3 mark, according to AAA. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Jesse Mitchell.
Here's a look at the stock numbers at the noon hour. The Dow is down 4 points, NASDAQ up 9, and the S&P 500 down 7. Our call for action volunteers are in the building today, taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. Remember, you can call for action at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action. We have today's farm numbers ahead, along with the first warn forecast, and later on Live at 4. News 3 Now's live team coverage continues of Badger basketball's road to the Final Four. Welcome back. Pam Bianchi is out of the radio barn this afternoon, so here are your farm numbers. Time now for your certified most accurate forecast. First Warn meteorologist Savannah Brito is here. And of course, we're celebrating the Badgers near and far. What's the forecast looking like?
We are. So I did a forecast for Madison and Denver. This is based off that tip-off at 6:45 in Denver. Tomorrow for Madison, our temperature then 40 degrees. I do think we'll see a little bit of cloud cover increase. We'll see mostly sunny skies during the day tomorrow, though. Our winds are going to be light here compared to Denver. We're looking at 5 to 10 miles per hour, but Denver definitely expecting a breezy day if you are traveling there. We're going to see temperatures there in the lower 60s at that point in time, and gusts are going to be potentially reaching about 30 miles per hour, so definitely breezy, and that's what we actually have here here today locally. Winds are gusting up to about 30 to 35 miles per hour. Very mild though. Unfortunately, temperatures will not be as mild tomorrow here. We're at 52 right now in Madison, 53 in McFarland, 51 in Sun Prairie, 53 also in Verona. Some spots mainly north of here are still in the 40s though, 44 in Viroqua, 48 in the Dells, 46 in Watoma. We also have the 50s south of here in both Monroe and Janesville. The rest of the day though, temperatures climbing a few more degrees. I bumped our high up thinking we'll make that up to 55 this afternoon. And then the evening looks cooler. We are going to see temperatures start to drop. I do think we'll reach lows that drop into those mid to upper 20s. We'll have to deal with some showers though later, not the rest of the afternoon. We're looking good, but you see all that green on radar up near Minneapolis. That's eventually going to continue to travel closer to us. That'll increase anyways a little bit. Spotty to scattered showers, not going to be widespread or amount to a lot of rainfall, but we will see some of those showers move in. I would say between dinner time about 5 to 6 p.m. This is 6:30, so showing some of these showers getting into the Madison area and then northwest of here as well. But you can see minimal green on future track. I'm not too worried about this. We're only looking at a few hundredths, maybe up to a tenth of an inch. I think that'll actually become a little bit more widespread the further east that we do get, and maybe even mixing in with some snowflakes and some patchy freezing drizzle, mainly up near Sheboygan and Manitowoc, far northeast of here. Skies will be quick to clear after that though. Like I mentioned, we'll fall into those mid to upper 20s overnight, and I do think we'll see that sunshine across the Madison area for the most part the first half of this upcoming weekend. It's not going to linger though into Sunday. Minimal rain, like I mentioned, maybe up to a tenth of an inch, but most of the area you like to see those blues and purples. That's the heavier rain, which I do think we'll see just Sunday, not the first half of the weekend. Temperatures will only be in the 40s here tomorrow, mostly sunny to partly sunny, seasonable, and then once we get into Sunday, temperatures rise a little bit, but it's not going to be the better weather as a whole that day because winds are really going to increase. That'll be when breezy conditions return, but at least temperatures will be near 50, meaning anything that we do see, if you don't want to see snow, going to come all as rain. This is now Saturday at 11 p.m., so I put more motion into future track showing those spotty showers getting into here northwest of here, and I think the greater chances are going to be once mid to late morning comes around Sunday. This is 7. That line is going to be mainly west of Madison still, but you can see the difference in what I showed today and what we're going to see Sunday. You didn't see any of those oranges or yellows or even darker greens on radar. That's all the heavy rain that we're going to see locally, and that'll increase in coverage as well the later into the morning that we get on Sunday. Notice the pink and also the blue. That's mainly going to be north of here. I think for central and also northern Wisconsin might see a mix. That's where temperatures are going to be a little bit cooler, but here we'll still be close to 50. So anything we could see as far as a mix goes, I think that'll be later in the day and mainly early Monday morning. Behind the low, we could see some light snow showers too, but I think it'll be pretty similar to what we had Tuesday, heavy rain and then maybe a little bit of snow. So we're definitely not out of the woods yet.
It's still March in Wisconsin, right?
Exactly. We have to get through most of April now.
All right, Savannah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
We're saying goodbye to winter with a dish that's springtime fresh and full of flavor. You won't want to miss this one. Isn't it funny that with every change of season, we seem to gravitate to different types of foods? In the winter, which by the way officially ended yesterday, we crave soups and stews as well as comfort dishes, which brighten things up no matter how gloomy it gets. And now that it's spring, our taste buds are craving lighter, fresher fare. And to give us a jump start, we have a recipe that'll be very welcome. We start by cooking some bow tie pasta like we normally do. And while that drains, we saute some cut up asparagus along with chunks of yellow bell pepper and some minced garlic. Once that's tender, we toss in some cherry tomatoes, a bit of chicken broth, and a few spices. When it's hot, we'll toss it with our pasta and top it off with some goat cheese that we chunked up, along with some fresh basil. Just looking at this, it screams spring. And as for the taste, it may be light and fresh tasting, but don't let that fool you, because it's packed with flavor. So why don't you go online and get the recipe for what we call tossed spring veggie pasta, so you can welcome spring into your home with a dish that's very fitting. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a springy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Well, here's the forecast for tomorrow. I put both Madison and Denver at tip-off tomorrow at 6:45 for the Badgers game. 40 degrees here in Madison, 62 in Denver.
Go Bucky!
Badgers.
You can watch that game right here on Channel 3, 6:45.